Hi everybody. I am putting together a birthday card for my boss. Um, I had gotten this actually with my brother in mind. It's from Unity Stamps. It's called If You Were Whiskey. And turn on this light. Oh, it just causes a glare. Let me turn off this light. Okay, we're a little dark here, but so if you can see that, I'm not saying you're old, but if you were whiskey, you'd be really expensive. Straight up, you're the best. You get better with age. Hoping your birthday rocks. This is super easy to color and fussy cut because there's not a dye with it. So I just used dye ink and alcohol markers to color this. And this one was done on an off-white paper. And I need to just cut out the sentiments to put in it. This is a little different from the one I did for my brother. I really wanted to do more of a floral for the back instead of this burlap paper is from Die Cuts with a View. I got it at one of the big box. I may have gotten this at Joann's quite some time ago. You got to be careful with this paper. Today I got a little splinter in my finger from it. And I used this. I don't think Tonic Studio even has this anymore. It's got 4 different gold cardstock in it. It's got just the shiny one. Now on my brother's card I used this gold. This is fabulous. I wish I could get like a whole pack of this, but they don't make it. It's very textured and it looked great in the background. Then you have this mirrored. You've got a glitter. You've got this satin. I'm not fond of that one. It's okay. In certain lights, it just looks like a piece of cardboard. And then here is that textured one. Oh, look, it's messing with my camera. It's gorgeous. And then just some brown cardstock. This is, so I ordered the red pack. Oh, for heaven's sake, what do they call it? From Cardstock Warehouse. Almost Perfect. And they were selling out of these Almost Perfect packs. But this is like a burgundy and it's really beautiful. So let me put these together. This is that burgundy cardstock, and you can see it also has some, like a brushed, come on, focus, a brushed texture to it. A lot of that Almost Perfect paper I get from them is very thin, like maybe 60, 65 pound what I call index, which is about like an index card. But this one is nicer weight, more like a really good quality 80 or 85 pound. Since this morning I'm kind of scared of this paper. And we'll see if I can get these lined up on here. I went back and forth cutting out these layers as to which I wanted on top, and which I wanted for the middle layer. The gold looked much better in the background, in between this burlap paper and the brown. And I found I needed 3 layers because you just needed that contrast of the different sizes and colors. And to emboss this, I used a Spellbinders. This was the embossing folder of the month back in January of 2023. So I don't know if they even have this one anymore. It's called Stylized Trellis. It seemed to fit this really well. Like I said, I kind of want to do a floral back here, but I didn't have anything that looked good, or that looked good with this burgundy, which I really wanted to use. Let's cut out the sentiment here if I can do it right. Let's see. I never seem to be super good at lining these up. Oh, not too bad. Okay. And this one I'm going to put on the inside. This one actually looks... No, when I'm looking at it, it looks straight, but there we go. Okay. And we will save those pieces. Those are big enough for me to save. That's a great sentiment piece size. And I'm just going to put a little bit of vintage photo around the edge. just to sort of accent the very edges of the paper. My brother's, because his background was that gold paper, and then I put a little bit of gold. Actually, I used this Brutus Monroe Shimmer Splash in Gilded on his card. But because I have the gold layer here, I don't think it would look as good on this one. So I'm going to leave it off here. And I want to get this somewhat, these two pieces somewhat centered. Oh, look, cat hair. What a surprise. I hope you all have had a good weekend. I have. We had our, so this Sunday afternoon, today, we had our annual October birthdays get together for my family, because there are 3 of us now still around who have October birthdays. And we used to celebrate my uncle's too. He passed away back in 2015, but his was the beginning of November, so we just had everybody. I just think this makes a really pretty card. And for the inside, I have these pieces cut. So I will use these either to write a message, if I'm sending a card that somebody might want to like pass along, or if I use a dark colored cardstock for my base, I will use this for the inside. And this is one time when I use tape runner. Instead of my liquid glue. So that I don't get weird lines in it from the glue. And I learned this from Debbie J. I will pretty much center it on this side with the glue facing up. And then close it. And then your paper should be centered. And they should stand out nicely here. Sorry if I'm getting my head in the way. Love this card. I might be making a few more of these. So my son-in-law would appreciate this card. So I am also going to show y'all some things I have purchased. and some things that were purchased for me. I went over here to get these a while ago and I didn't. So not this Thursday, but the Thursday before, I was watching Tracy Fear on Thursday evening, and she mentioned this company, Del Bellows Designs, that she had bought Lavinia stamps from them in the past. So I have started a small collection of Lavinia stamps, and I've bought some from Frantic Stamper, who is sadly going out of business, and I bought a couple from Simon Says Stamp. So, of course, I can never pull anything out of the package here. Okay. Here we go. And I actually pulled some of these out and actually played around with them. But I got these, so Del Bellows, they're not going out of business, but they're changing their products. So I got these were like between 25 and about 45% off. And some of these are on my wish list over at Simon Says Stamps. I'm going to have to go take them out now. But I got this tree. This is called Tree of Dreams. And yeah, I spent a good bit of money too. So it's all T's fault. This is Sacred Bridge. And Lavinia, they do a lot of fairies and dragons and just mythical / mystical things. I love these bees. They were on my wish list. And I got the sentiment to go with them. Just bumble on and be yourself. I like these because you can use them on any card. It's not just BEE. I got this one's called Celeste. This one is called Mushroom Lantern. This comes in a single and a double, and this has been discontinued. Several of these have been discontinued. This sentiment is art is a story waiting to be told. This is called Sea Algae. It's a real pretty just foliage. You can have it coming up from the bottom or coming down from the top of the scene. This is called Spellbound Fairy. Let's see. This is just Magical Mist. So you can use this on all kinds of things. Use that in your art journal. This one is House Pods. This one is called Woodland Set. You can use this. This is sort of, it adds on to the other foliage stamps and like tree branches and things like that. Or you can stamp them by themselves. And what did I do with it? I was playing around with the stamps. Because this is something I would like to do, but it's not something that I've been doing. So I'm going to have to get a little more experienced. But this was just me futzing around. This one I got from Frantic Stamper. Oh, this is actually this grass here. That was some from Peddler's Den, but it just fits right in here. And this grass here was a Peddler's Den stamp. but it just fits into the image scene. So I'll just have to practice doing some of these and using these images. Oh, and I cut my own circle. Here I'm throwing these stamps on the floor. Let me move them out of the way. So I cut my own circle as a mask for that. So I will probably use this on a card as well. And that brings me to another thing that I bought. I've been collecting, the last couple of years, I've been collecting circle punches just one at a time. Because if you do something like sheet load of cards or anything where you're doing multiples, I don't want to take my 3-inch circle die and have to sit there and run it through, 10 times or 20 times or whatever, when I can just take my cardstock and put it in that punch and just punch, 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 punch. It's so much faster. Then I got a birthday coupon from Honeybee Stamps. And this is kind of funny. So I had a hot foil machine, and I sold it, to a friend. So I gave her a deal on it, and I gave her all my hot foil stuff with it too. Well, one of the things that I gave her was my foil cutter. Not really thinking about, I don't have hot foil, I have toner foil. I still need something to cut that foil, because I tell you, it's a pain to try to cut it with your scissors, that thin foil. It wants to curl up and fly around. So I used my coupon and ordered me another one of these so I can cut my foil easier. I thought it was pretty funny. And then I got this to try. It is Brutus Monroe Triple Thick Embossing Dip. So, because there have been times when I wanted to, excuse that crackling, want to do a thicker layer of clear embossing over something. You can tell it's bigger crystals, because the clear embossing powder I have is the fine. So I have high hopes for this. Oh, and they sent me a little, just says thank you, but it's got an image to color and put on a card. Altenew also does that. And last but not least, my son went to Ollie's, and he's so funny. He was sending me all the pictures of their on their craft aisle. And I had him get me this. It was $2. So my brother likes Minions. And he's so funny, because for a while we were collecting all these little Minion dolls and keychains and little tiny figures. And finally he was like, don't give me any more Minion stuff. But my son found this paper, and I'm going, for Christmas, I'm going to do him a journal. He has started woodworking, so I'm going to keep him at like a small journal. Hopefully I wasn't scraping that on my mic. Like to keep track of all his woodworking projects, and if he has to write down like any measurements or anything. So, And this is some pretty nice paper. Let's see if I can. So that has Bob and Kevin on it. I like the colors. I think Delise over at Stamper Girl would like these colors too. There's Bob, Robert, Bobby, my boy. There's 6 designs. So there's 36 sheets in here. Wait, did I start from the beginning? I don't even know. Is it there? 3. Maybe there's 12 designs. Anyway, I'm evidently not mathing very well today. It's unique. And there's the flip side. And of course, some of these, like this, you could use on any card. There's the flip side of that. You might, I can see it, it's got minions and wheels and different things. There we go. Takes initiative, that's Kevin. So this was pretty cool for $2. Even if you were to just like tear some of this up and use it on a master board. I love the colors. See, this is, my camera's not picking that up very well. See, you could, I don't know why this thing don't want to focus here lately. You could use that on anything. So I think he will like a journal. Of course, I'll have lots of pages he can write on. Oh, there's the orange and yellow. Same pattern as that green. Back here. So you've got it in that lime green, and then you have it orange and yellow. So this was pretty cool. I like those dots there. See, that's something you could cut that up and use it in a lot of different things. You have these, you could cut out these, I might fussy cut some of these, or just cut them across and use them as cut aparts. And then this just has these little shapes that you could use anywhere, and that's it. So he brought me that. I thought that was very sweet. And that's all I have for now. Thanks for coming back and joining me and watching me put together a card and look at all my goodies. And I will see you all in the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.